Hi, I'm Dr. B. I was born in Madrid, Spain, and I went to college there. I came to this country about 46 years ago, so yes, I do have an accent. But many students have told me that it didn't take them very long to get used to it. What I can do to help also is to make sure that everything we do, I give it to you in writing, where it is posting a PowerPoint, allowing you to download a set of instructions or worksheets. So if you miss an occasional word, it's no problem. Okay? So my question to you today is, are you intimidated by chemistry? Many students are. They think that you need to know a lot of math, and chemistry, everybody knows, is so difficult. Oh, no, it isn't. You don't need a lot of math. It's not difficult if you understand. Other students are bored with biology. All we do is memorize more and more terms and facts. And yeah, you do need to memorize some facts, but biology is a story, a fascinating story. I've been in love with biology since I was 4 years old. And if you give me a chance, I'd like to help you fall in love with biology yourself. So if you're intimidated by chemistry, if you're bored with biology, you are exactly the kind of a student that I love to help. Because that's what teaching is all about. When I have a student coming scared, I don't think I can do that. And I explain whatever it is, and then the student, you can see when the light turns itself on, and all of a sudden the student says, "Oh, that's easy." Exactly. That's what I was telling you. Or we go over some biology, and all of a sudden the student says, "That's amazing." Yes. Okay, that's what I like to do. Now, if I was going to hire a tutor, I'd like to make sure that tutor is qualified, right? So I have a PhD in biology, I have a master's in chemistry, and I've been teaching at the college level for years, which means I also tutor my students. My last job, I was teaching at a technical college, and many of my students transferred to a four-year college, and they kept emailing me back. Do you happen to have worksheets on this topic? Can you send me some videos on that? I tutor them through other chemistry classes and other biology classes because they felt comfortable with me. Okay? And many of them had gone all the way to graduate school, pharmacy school, medical school. They are my references. My approach is very simple. I just focus on helping the students understand the why behind different concepts so you don't have to memorize. Once you start thinking like a scientist, you don't need to memorize. And to me, that's very important because I don't have a very good memory. But if I understand what I'm doing, if I understand where I'm trying to go, I can do it. And so can you. I use a two-pronged approach. I like to compare it to a baby learning to talk. Have you ever seen a baby memorizing vocabulary? No, you haven't. How do they learn to talk? Because they hear the adults around them talking and they absorb the language. That's how I like to teach chemistry. Okay? I will give you step-by-step directions to do some of the things that seem a little bit more complicated. They will be available for you to download, print them, and then you'll have some worksheets. And I always tell students, when you begin the worksheet, have the directions next to it. So you read the directions and you're following the directions with the first problem, and then with the second problem. And then all of a sudden, you realize you don't need to follow all of the directions because you already know what's next. So you start skipping, looking at the steps. You don't skip the steps, you skip looking in the directions. And by the time you get to the end of the worksheet, you don't look at the directions at all. because you know how to do it. And then you say, when did I learn it? I never memorized the directions. No, you learn them the same way a baby learns to speak. It just came in naturally to you. Not only you didn't memorize it, but you're not likely to forget it because there's no memory. You don't need to worry about storing long-term memory, blah, blah, blah. When you understand, you can remember. This video is entitled Meet Dr. B. This is a nickname that my students gave me, and I like it. Okay. On the one hand, I worked real hard to get my doctorate, so I like to be called doctor. But Dr. B is so friendly, and I think it shows that I'm approachable. Like I said, I was born in Spain, so I'm fluent in both English and Spanish, and I can provide tutoring in either language. Si necesitas ayuda en español, puedo ayudarte. Finally, if you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed, if you're ready to begin understanding science and get good grades, I will be glad to help. Just give me a chance.